Hey everyone, Governor Phil Murphy here. The Casino Control Act is one of the seminal pieces of legislation, not just in the history of Atlantic City, but in the history of our state. 6 months from now, we'll celebrate the 45th anniversary of the opening of Resorts Casino, the first legal gaming hall in Atlantic City. But as we all know, that day and the more than 16,000 days which have followed would not have been possible without the framework built by the Casino Control Commission. A framework, by the way, which the Casino Control Commission continues to ensure is strong. Again, my congratulations to all, and most importantly, keep up your great and essential work. Thank you, folks.
We have been the gold standard. 45 years ago, it was a very novel experiment that went very well, so well that everybody emulated us around the country, and now we've been the example for clean and safe gaming for 45 years, and we set the standard.
It's important to remember that here in 2022 that what we're talking about in 1977 was a lifetime ago in every respect. Gambling in America at that time was not welcomed either on what we used to call Main Street or Wall Street, meaning that it didn't enjoy popular support, and it certainly didn't enjoy standard legitimate funding sources. So when we were dealing with writing a statute for New Jersey, we had to recognize those two imperatives, and we had to draft a series of provisions that would give confidence in the integrity of the gaming operations and in the integrity of the regulatory operations.
Governor Byrne at the time told organized crime to keep their hands out of New Jersey, and he was adamant about that. And since some of the regulatory environments and some of the rules kept folks that you wouldn't want in your industry, kept them out because of the investigations that took place before someone could get licensed. It was a tough process.
From the beginning, the Atlantic City gaming industry has benefited from a strong and effective regulatory environment. The New Jersey Casino Control Commission and the DGE work cooperatively to ensure bad actors are kept out of the gaming industry.
They have never lost sight of the good character, honesty, and integrity requirements, and for that reason, the number of scandals and the like in New Jersey have been very few.
In all of these years, New Jersey has set a high standard and maintained that standard for the integrity of the regulatory process, for the integrity of the gaming operations. And we should all be very proud of that.
What they did 45 years ago and incorporated over the first 10 or 15 years of regulating this industry led to the opportunities for other state jurisdictions in the United States to mirror. Without that effort, what we see today in the United States with the expansion of legalized gaming would not be in place.
I think New Jersey offers the gold standard when it comes to regulatory environment, and much like Frank Sinatra, who's a New Jersey native, not a New York native, said, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. The same applies for companies that want to come and be vetted in the highest regulatory, but the most fair regulatory environment in the world, and then take that across the country. It makes it a lot easier from that point forward.
Our goals when we did this in the 1970s, when we passed the referendum in 76, when we wrote the statute in 77, when we formed the commission in 78, the goal was the economic and social reinvigoration and redevelopment of Atlantic City in particular, and New Jersey's tourism and vacation industry in general, with the economic and the social effects that would have. And that has succeeded beyond what we anticipated in those years.
Jobs were not only for Atlantic City, they did well in the local restaurants, the Absecon area, and also across the state of New Jersey.
From the very beginning, I mean, I was a kid observing folks line up on the boardwalk to go into the one casino we had here when Resorts first opened, and it was a spectacle. And then having friends and family all go through the process of getting their license and become dealers. And A lot of the folks who lived in Atlantic County and even the surrounding counties worked in Atlantic City, so it was a key employer, and employment drives the economy.
The indirect benefits and the direct benefits of the Casino Control Act have created really a nice community that has not only been built by the, say, 23,000 employees of a casino that are working right now, but then you have the employees of gaming manufacturers, you have the employees of iGaming platform providers and sports wagering providers. You have the employees of the vendors that give things to that provide services to casinos and the restaurants, and the cleaning services and the construction companies.
For almost 50 years, there has been a steady stream of good paying jobs for families in the Atlantic City region, which would not have existed but not for gaming coming to Atlantic City.
The Atlantic City gaming industry has created tens of thousands of jobs for the region, over $10 billion in capital improvements over the last 20 years, and has invested $10 billion in transportation, prescription drugs, and other services for New Jersey seniors and the disabled.
The casinos, the 45 years, has been hugely beneficial to New Jersey. With the current seniors that we had, some of their needs weren't being met through traditional funding. So this absolutely helped bridge that gap.
Well, there's no doubt about it that we have been the economic engine for the whole region. We've created tens of thousands of jobs in the casinos as well as support services for the casinos as well. So it's really been a driving force on bringing back the economy not only in Atlantic City but in the region.
You're going to ask me in a minute, I suspect, what does the future look like? And the answer is, I'm not that smart. The answer is, if you had asked me in 1977 where we would be in 2022, I wouldn't have come close to the answer. It is the market that governs this. The market will grow and the market will change. There may be new games, there may be new kinds of facilities, there may be new magic with respect to technology. The opportunities are very plentiful and unpredictable.
A lot of that depends on what the technology trend is, but I don't at all know where that technology is going to go.
With Sportsbook coming into town, that has really revitalized a lot of the properties, expanded the properties for Sportsbook. Esports that's on the horizon. I think good things are going to come out of that, and all of them are job creators, so I think it's a win-win for the industry as well as the community.
Esports can have a major impact on the entire region as a whole. You're creating the perfect storm between event space, natural surroundings, and a market that is primed for this type of thing.
Despite growing competition, Atlantic City remains one of the more popular tourist destinations on the East Coast and one of the largest economic engines for the state of New Jersey.
I'm very optimistic about New Jersey's position in the future. What new forms of gambling ever come? I don't know, but I suspect that there will be changes possibly in some federal laws that allow for things to be done on an interstate basis that aren't done today. It's very it's very state-centric right now.
I certainly do see more online, but I see the online bringing more engagement of younger customers. I think gaming is going to look a little different. Let's include internet gaming. That's part of, talk about going forward. If we ignore that, we're ignoring where there's growth.
Well, I think it's very exciting for the casino industry over the next several decades. Having an event-based focus and experience-based focus, in addition to the amazing gaming and food offerings that already exist, I think could really propel the city forward. Where else can you have that many casinos operating in such a small territory with beautiful beaches? The ability to draw from major cities close by on the East Coast, and the ability to draw, to create major attractions and major events in Atlantic City, I think makes us a very unique destination. So I expect that to continue and to be enhanced, and for people to enjoy the beautiful amenities that we have for years to come.
The industry and the state and the customers can partner for the future of the city. We certainly have a 45-year history of that. I don't see why it would be any different for the next 45, 50 years.
We should be so proud of what we did when gaming became legal here in Atlantic City. I only see positive, lots of positives for the years to come. There's no place like Atlantic City.
Over the years, it went through some rough times, but I think that the gaming industry has brought Atlantic City back as a true destination. There's no doubt about it that we have been the economic engine for the whole region. We've created tens of thousands of jobs in the casinos as well as support services for the casinos. So it's really been a driving force on bringing back the economy not only in Atlantic City but in the region. I think it's a robust future.